In every era of human history, one truth has remained unchanged, a truth that warriors believed on the battlefield, philosophers whispered in their writings, and legends lived through their actions. It's the mind that makes the body. The body is muscle, flesh, bone, and blood, but the mind is imagination, courage, discipline, power, and purpose. This film is not about the limits of the human body. It is about the force that breaks those limits. It is about the voice inside you, the quiet one, the relentless one that says you can, even when the world says you cannot. Welcome to a journey through the inner world where weakness is transformed into strength and potential becomes reality. Let us begin. The origin of the idea. The phrase, "It's the mind that makes the body," echoes through centuries. The ancient Greeks believed that the body was merely the servant of the soul. Stoic philosophers taught that a person is not harmed by events, but by the interpretation of those events. Warriors in Sparta were trained not to fear pain, but to dominate it through thought. Monks in Asia walked barefoot on snow-covered mountains, not because their bodies were different from ours, but because their minds commanded their bodies. Every civilization discovered the same principle in different ways. The human body is a tool. The human mind is the master. And when the master is strong, the tool becomes unstoppable. The science of mind over body, modern science, confirms what ancient wisdom always knew. When the mind believes something strongly enough, the body follows. This is not magic. This is biology. Inside the human brain lies the most powerful hardware in existence. A network of billions of neurons communicating at nearly 300 miles per hour, releasing chemicals that control your fear, your courage, your focus, your strength, and even your pain levels. Consider the placebo effect. A sugar pill with no real medicine can reduce pain symptoms by 40% if the patient believes it will. Think about that. A thought, just a thought, can override physical suffering. Consider HPA, stress axis control. When you think positively, your brain reduces cortisol and increases serotonin and dopamine. This affects your immune system, your energy, your recovery after workouts, even your lifespan. Now, consider visualization used by Olympians. Athletes mentally rehearse their moves thousands of times in their minds. Their bodies respond as if they actually performed them. Muscles fire. Heart rate rises, coordination improves, the body obeys the mind, and when the mind is conditioned for greatness, the body begins its transformation. The moment a person changes. People think change happens when the body grows stronger, when someone finally joins the gym, finally starts studying, finally wakes up early. But the truth is different. Change begins the moment the mind decides that enough is enough. Inside every human being, there is balaz, a breaking point, and then a turning point. A moment when you look at yourself and ask, is this truly all that I am? A moment when excuses turn into embarrassment. A moment when weakness becomes unacceptable. That moment, that spark, is the birth of a new version of you. The mind decides, the body follows. The voice of doubt versus the voice of strength. There are two voices within every human being. The first voice is familiar. It is loud, annoying, persistent. It says, "You're tired. You can't do this. You're not ready. You'll fail again like last time. Why even try?" This is the voice of fear, the voice of weakness, the voice that kills dreams silently, slowly, one day at a time. Then there is the second voice, quieter, but infinitely stronger. It whispers, "Keep going. Try again. You are capable. You are more than you think. You can endure this. You can become great." This voice does not shout, because real strength never shouts. But once you listen to it, your entire destiny begins to shift. When the mind commands strength, the body obeys. Stories of mind over body. History is full of examples where the human mind defied the limits of the human body. Example 1. Muhammad Ali wasn't just a fighter of fists. He was a fighter of thought. When he said, "I don't count my sit-ups, I only start counting when it hurts. He was describing the power of the mind to push the body beyond pain. Example 2, David Goggins, a man who was overweight, depressed, and failing in life. Then he changed his mind. And when the mind changed, the body transformed into a machine. Example 3, Malala Yousafzai. Her strength wasn't physical. She couldn't fight with fists, but she fought with courage. And courage is mental power. Her mind changed the world. Example 4, Nelson Mandela, 27 years in prison. But he never broke, because he understood. The body may be imprisoned, but the mind can remain free. These stories are not about biology. They are about belief, discipline, inner power. The truth is universal. When the mind rises, the body rises. The hidden enemy, your own mind. But if the mind can create strength, it can also create weakness. Your thoughts can lift you or destroy you. Negative thinking is like poison dripping slowly into your life. You do not notice the damage at first, but piece by piece, it kills ambition, motivation, confidence, and identity. Every time you say, "I'm not good enough," every time you say, "I'll start tomorrow," every time you say, "I can't do it," you sculpt a weaker version of yourself. This is the dangerous truth. The mind that makes the body strong is the same mind that can keep the body weak. You must choose which version of your mind you allow to lead your life. How the mind creates a strong body. Strength is not built in the gym. Strength is built in the mind before you even enter the gym. Here is how. 1. Identity. You stop saying, "I want to be strong," and start saying, "I am someone who does hard things." 2. Discipline. Discipline is not physical. It is mental. It is doing the work especially when your body is tired. 3. Focus. A distracted person is a weak person. A focused person is unstoppable. 4. Pain resistance. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is the test that separates the average from the extraordinary. 5. Belief. Your body will never go where your mind refuses to. When the mind becomes disciplined, the body becomes powerful. Your future self is watching you. Imagine yourself 10 years from now, older, wiser, stronger, or weaker. That version of you is watching you today, watching your decisions, watching your excuses, watching your discipline, watching your effort. You are not just living this day for yourself. You are living it for the future version of you who has to deal with the consequences. And when you choose strength today, your future self will thank you. This is how great people are built. One mental victory at a time. The world you build in your mind. You live 2 lives. The first life is the world outside. Your job, your responsibilities, your environment. The second life is the world inside. Your imagination, your dreams, your fears, your discipline. The outer world is shaped by the inner world. If your internal world is chaotic, your life will be chaotic. If your internal world is disciplined, your life will be disciplined. Your thoughts create your reality. Your beliefs create your identity. Your identity shapes your actions. Your actions build your life. Everything begins in the mind. Your body is waiting for your mind. There's a stronger version of you waiting for a command from your mind. The muscles are ready to grow. The lungs are ready to expand. The heart is ready to endure. The bones are ready to strengthen, but they will not move until the mind moves. Your body is waiting for leadership. It is waiting for direction. It is waiting for a mind that says, "I decide what I become." Remember this. Your body does not determine your destiny. Your circumstances do not determine your destiny. Your past does not determine your destiny. Your mind does. If you train your mind, you can change your life. If you discipline your mind, you can transform your body. If you strengthen your mind, you can overcome anything. The limits you believe in are illusions. They are walls built by fear, doubt, and past mistakes. Break those walls. Command your strength. Control your thoughts. Lead your body, and become who you were always meant to be. Because at the end of the day, It's the mind that makes the body. Every day, a silent war is being fought, a war inside your mind. No one else can see it. No one else can hear it. But you feel it every morning when the alarm rings, every night when fear whispers, every time you make a choice between discipline and comfort. This war is not between you and the world. It is between you and the weakest version of yourself, the version of you that wants shortcuts, that wants comfort, that wants praise without effort, that wants results without sacrifice. But there is also another version of you, your strongest self, the self that wants growth, the self that wants meaning, the self that wants legacy. And every day, through every decision, you choose which version wins. The body only acts. The mind decides. The mind as a tool of resilience. Resilience is not about being unbreakable. It is about being able to break and rebuild yourself stronger. The mind creates resilience by turning pain into purpose, failure into knowledge, trauma into wisdom, and obstacles into opportunities. People who become great do not avoid hardship. They use it. They do not run from storms. They walk into them because they know storms shape strength. The mind of a resilient person says, "This is difficult, but I am capable. This hurts, but I will continue. This is slow, but I will remain patient. This is uncertain, but I trust myself." Resilience is the art of never surrendering your mind even when the world breaks your body. The body is a shadow of the mind. The body obeys the laws of physics, but the mind obeys the laws of possibility. Greatness is born in the invisible space between belief and action. Your posture, your strength, your energy, your expression. These are merely shadows cast by the light of your mind. A weak mind creates a weak shadow. A strong mind creates a strong presence. This is why two people with the same physical ability can achieve completely different outcomes. The difference is not in the body. The difference is in the mind. The role of suffering humans try to avoid suffering at all costs, but suffering is not the enemy. Suffering is the sculptor. When a sculptor chisels stone, the stone does not enjoy the process. Pieces of it are broken away. Edges are shattered. Dust flies. Everything changes. But in the end, what remains is a masterpiece. Your mind is the sculptor. Your body is the stone. And your suffering is the chisel. The people who run from suffering remain unshaped, unfinished, undefined. But the people who face suffering become sharpened, precise, unbreakable. The body feels pain, but the mind assigns meaning. And meaning is what transforms suffering into strength. Discipline, the ultimate form of self-respect. Most people misunderstand discipline. They think discipline is punishment, restriction, deprivation. But discipline is love. Discipline is self-respect. Discipline is the mind saying to the body, "I care about your future more than I care about your comfort." Every time you choose discipline, you send a message to yourself. I am worthy of success. I am worthy of growth. I am worthy of becoming better. Discipline is the language through which the mind communicates ambition to the body. Without discipline, the body is a slave to impulses. With discipline, the body becomes a weapon sharpened by purpose. A disciplined mind creates an unstoppable body. The power of visualization. Before anything exists physically, it must exist mentally. Athletes visualize victory before they step onto the field. Entrepreneurs visualize success before starting companies. Writers visualize stories before writing words. Your mind is a projector, and your life is the screen. What you visualize repeatedly becomes familiar to the brain. And what becomes familiar feels possible. And what feels possible becomes achievable. When you visualize yourself strong, your body starts preparing. When you visualize success, your mind becomes focused. When you visualize discipline, your habits begin to shift. Visualization is mental rehearsal for the life you want. The body cannot become what the mind cannot see. The internal architect. Every person is born with two possibilities inside them: the person they currently are and the person they could become. The architect who decides which version emerges is the mind. Think of your mind as an architect designing a house. If the architect is weak, the house will be weak. If the architect lacks vision, the house will be ordinary. If the architect does not plan, the house will collapse. But if the architect is strong, trained, disciplined, and creative, the house becomes magnificent. Your body is the house you live in. Your mind is the architect that builds it, and every thought you think is a brick placed in the foundation of your identity. The dangers of mental comfort. Comfort is the enemy of growth. Comfort is warm. Comfort is easy. Comfort is familiar. Comfort is pleasant. But comfort is also deadly. Comfort slowly weakens the mind, not through one big event, but through small, consistent surrender. Every time you avoid difficulty, your comfort zone expands. Every time you avoid discomfort, your courage shrinks. Comfort kills ambition. Comfort kills discipline. Comfort kills potential. And the body becomes lazy because the mind becomes lazy first. A comfortable mind creates a weak body. A challenged mind creates a strong body. The unseen cost of weak thinking. Weak thinking has a price paid in silence. You pay with lost opportunities. You pay with broken goals. You pay with wasted years. You pay with regret. People often think weakness affects only the present moment, but weakness has a long memory. Weak thinking today creates pain tomorrow. Every dream you postpone builds frustration. Every goal you abandon creates guilt. Every chance you ignore becomes a hole in your future. The cost of weakness is always higher than the discomfort of strength. The mind creates its own limits. The limits you believe in are not real. They are interpretations, not truths. They are fears, not facts. They are memories, not realities. Your mind builds walls based on past failures, past trauma, past fear, past doubt, but the body does not know these walls exist. Only the mind does. This is why when you change your thoughts, you instantly change your possibilities. A person who believes they can and a person who believes they cannot both use the same body. The difference is the mind. If there is one lesson you take from this chapter, let it be this: you are not limited by your body. You are limited by the strength of your mind. But limits can be broken. Thoughts can be changed. Identities can be rewritten. Destiny can be reshaped. Your mind is the author. Your body is the ink. Your life is the story. And you are just getting started.